is, and I'm going to go back to another book. There's a book called my daughter has to correct. It's something like the white establishment of black education. And what it does is it looks at what happened right after black people were free. All of the top wealthiest people in this country came together and said, we have to look at the education of these free people. Because we must train and produce people. They didn't use the word to not be revolutionary, but that was their objective. Okay? Obama, as the sister was raising up earlier, is a product of that education. So we don't have to be confused about that they never changed their strategy. Why did they put that kind of strategy in place? They don't just do it here. What did they do in Africa, Latin America? They found a way to create a layer of people that could be a buffer between the revolutionary forces and them. So that's one piece. So we can sort of explain to people who Obama is. And also the thing of sectionalizing him, like he's some, magical person that, do they really have that? I saw a brother who's not a revolutionary sit with some other white newspaper people, and they were going on and on about how articulate he was and this and that. And finally the brother said, I know a whole lot of black people like that. And they've been around for a very long time. I'm not impressed. You want to meet some other black people like Obama, I can introduce you to them, right? So, also the exceptionalism of who he is. The third lesson, whenever a movement fights to the point where it extracts some concession from the ruling class, usually something they take and put people like him and other people who had nothing to do with fighting for that in leadership. So these are not, in other words, if we go back to looking at our history of struggle and what are their strategies and tactics that have worked for them? And why did they implement them? And how do we have to combat them? What are our strategies and tactics to be vigilant and counter those things, to do what you're saying, to keep us on course with the movement? So it's not in other words, it's not a new thing. Oh, so now they just said, okay, we can go so far as to let a black man that we trained be over imperialism. So sometimes I say to people, why do we want to be the president over imperialism? And that's just a question. I'm not just, countering what somebody, you want him there, but what is he over? What does this thing do? So we just have to find different ways to extract that, package it, to give to people so they can really take it and then they'll get it real quick. Because they'll see the patterns of it. Everybody has somebody in their community that went off to school, just like when I went to Hampton to finish in school, they wanted me to forget that I came from East Harlem, and I refused. I rebelled against it, and I refused. But there are many of us who did not. First of all, there weren't too many of us from East Harlem. So the ones that were there, they were already part of it. Parents went, this one, they were already programmed. Right? We were just going off the reservation. So we have to look at, so that was that's what Hampton is. That's what Tuskegee is. That's what Spelman is. That's what those colleges are. They are to produce people who have disdain for who they are and the people that look like them and will always kowtow and bow down to the ruling class.